Hi everyone, this is Dee from Passion for Paper Beads on Etsy.com. Today we're going to be doing the second session of my new tutorial, which is working with fancy paper napkins. And there'll be links in the description area of the video if you need to pick up the tutorial. Okay, yesterday we started by making the fusing and doing the beads, and I asked you to save your leftover paper, so you're going to need that. You're also going to need some cardboard. This is just from a cereal box. You could use Kleenex boxes or any other cardboard that's about the same thickness as a cereal box. You're going to need some Mod Podge hard coat, which I've got in my bottle here, scissors, a pen and a pencil, a glue stick, a couple of binder clamps. If you have one of these punches with a really tiny hole, if you plan on making a hole in the top of your pendant, it's good to have that handy also. You'll also need a template for your design, or you'll have to draw your own designs out. We're going to be using this one. This is from the sanded pendant tutorial. This was all of the different templates with different designs, and I'm going to use this one today just to show you how it works. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to cut out one section of the template, and then what you're going to be doing is you're going to be gluing it down onto your cardboard. So you just want to line it up with the corner, and then using your glue stick, because you're going to be removing the paper as you build your base, so you don't want to glue it down with liquid glue, so you should use a glue stick. It's easier to get it off. Go ahead and lift the edge up like this and just randomly put some glue. It doesn't have to be a lot. We're just tacking it down just to be able to cut out the shapes. Okay, like that. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to go through and you want to number these. Now, to build the base for the pendant, I usually am only using 5 layers of cardboard. There's 10 here, so you'll actually be able to do 2 different sized pendants, one larger and one smaller. Go ahead and just mark them before you cut them out so you know which order they're going to go in. And then you will just go ahead and cut this out and then cut out each one of your shapes, so that when you're done you'll have all of your little shapes that look like this. And you're just going to go ahead and you're going to remove the white paper. All these directions are in the tutorial, so I'm not going to take time gluing it together, but you will just take this off, and then you're just simply going to be gluing them with the Mod Podge hard coat and stacking them in the order from the largest to the smallest. When you glue these together, the only thing that you want to make sure if you're doing the heart is that you have all of your points together at the bottom when you glue them. Okay? So I've already gone ahead and done one. So what I'm going to show you now is you're going to take your leftover paper from yesterday, and what I want you to do is I don't want you to cut this with scissors, because you really want it to just try and stay away from having that straight edge. It just blends out better and makes a nicer finished product if you tear it as opposed to cutting it. So you just go in with your thumb, and about a thumb size is all you need. Okay, so you're just going to randomly tear these off. I'm not going to do all of the leftover paper because I think what I have in my hand right here will be plenty to cover the whole pendant. So you just want some irregular shapes with the rough edges. Okay, like so. We'll put this aside because I don't think I'll need any of this. Now, when you go to attach these to your pendant base, you want to use a glue stick, not the Mod Podge. Okay, the Mod Podge you're going to use last is the base coat. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, and I like to start kind of at the top area. You're just going to put some glue stick on here first, and then you're just going to pick up some random pieces, and set them down and just sort of press them into place like so. Flip it over, put a little bit more, and so that's what you're going to start doing, is you're just going to start putting all these on. And once you get your first layer, you get the pendant completely covered, then you can go back and start adding color to specific areas. The glue stick works much better than the liquid glue because it allows you to manipulate the paper around without it tearing. Push it in, get all your edges nice. So you're just randomly attaching the paper and just pressing it into place, and you just keep doing that till the entire pendant's covered. You can put more on top if you need to and smooth it out with your fingers. Just keep flipping it over. You can even use the glue stick itself to kind of push things into place. These pendants are a little bit more textured. They're not going to be perfectly smooth just because of the way you're building it, but you can see that the pendant's starting to take some shape there. So we're going to keep going. And you can just keep so the front's starting to get a nice design going there. And again, you can continue to add multiple layers, making it thicker, darker. If you want it lighter, just grab some pieces that have more lighter colors to it and just keep adding them and just keep stacking everything up. See how I can just take the glue stick and bend it over. Check your edges. Sometimes you can even pick them up like this with the glue stick and put them down if you want to. I made a mistake when I glued this together and I used the part of the cereal box that had print on it. You want to keep it the brown on the back side, and I used it in green, so I'm going to have to work a little bit more to cover it up because you can still see the checks showing through the napkin, but we'll be able to cover that up pretty easily. So if you do that and you make a mistake and you don't have it brown and you let it be colored, or you were using a Kleenex box, whatever, then just keep putting layers over it till you can't see through it anymore. Now you can see right here the piece of paper that I had a little bit of a straight edge to it, and you can see that the straight edge shows up more, and that's why I said to tear them in irregular shapes. You might find doing this that you like the pattern it creates with a little bit of straight edge in there. I mean, you can really use your imagination and do these however you like it. So you can play around with it. To start out, I just recommended doing it with rough edges because it's a little easier to blend everything out. So again, you just keep adding your layers till you get a look you like. And it's looking pretty good. It's got quite a bit of color going on, some nice variation going on. Up here where it's thinner and you don't have as many layers of cardboard stacked underneath, I like to go back in and put a little bit more. And that's looking kind of light. So I think I'm going to go back and add in a darker piece to that corner. So I kind of like how that looks. So this is really quite easy to do. And because of the way the templates are set up, you can start your base size wherever you want in the template. You just really want to try and have about 5 layers of cardboard. So that's pretty much what it takes to cover the base, your base shape. And then again, you know, you just want to make sure that the paper's smoothed out, that you've got nice coloration front and back wherever you want. And in this case, what I did, using the wrong side of the cereal box when I glued it together, I'm going to have to do a little bit more work here to get that green to stop showing through, because you may not see it, but I can see it still right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some more on top. And then I have this one little area where I said it was kind of straight, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that too. I'm just taking another little piece and I'm just going to glue it right over that line, and then I'll make the line disappear, like so. Okay, so it may not look like much at this point, but this is how you cover your base to turn it into a pendant. And then once you have the pendant done, you want to let it dry till it's fully dry, and then you're going to base coat it twice with the Mod Podge hard coat with this. That'll give it some really nice protection and a good base, and then you'll go ahead and dip it in the vibrance. I would suggest about 3 times. Once the pendants are done, they've been base coated and dipped, you'll end up with something that looks like this. And this one and this one are actually made from the same napkin, so you can see that once you get it base coated and you get it dipped in the vibrance, that it does very much change the color of the pendant. You can also go through and you can decorate your pendants with charms, different types of charms and things. And here's one that I've done. So it's got a charm on front and some other little filigree designs, and I'm going to go back and put a little crystal in here and here. And for the top bail, I actually made my own bail. It was my first attempt, and after I got it done I said, oh look, that side's smaller than this side, but this is for me, so it's all good. It's on the back side, but that gives you an idea of what the back looks like once the bail's on. And there's other glue-on bails that you can buy that you can just glue on the back. And if you're not feeling confident in making bails, you can always just glue a bail on like these. So this is a glue-on bail, and then you could just add it in right there. So some of you might like them just plain and simple like that, and some of you might want to decorate them. This one right here, what I did was, before I glued the napkin down, I just took a glue stick, the hot glue stick, and I just made a random design on top of the raw cardboard, and then once it's set up, I covered the whole thing in the napkin and just, you know, carefully worked it into the grooves and things. So that could give you another possibility of something to do, designing different shaped pendants and adding your own flair to it. So that is how simple it is to cover the bases. And again, I'm just using the templates that are available in my shop. I think there's 15 different shapes and sizes of the pendants that you can do. They're the same templates that I use for making the sanded pendant, so you probably already have it. And you can just go ahead and use your fancy napkins and create as many pendants as you would like. And I showed you that I had the smaller ones, and I told you that you can start anywhere on here that you would like. So if you decide, okay, well this is the finished size I want, then I would just count out 5 from there and have that be your base. You also could take the smallest size, which is the very last shape, and you could cut out 4 of these. Just keep tracing this one onto your cardboard and stack them all up so that they're all the same size, and you could cover that with your napkins, and you could turn those into ones to make a pair of earrings. So that's what I have for you today. This is the end of lesson 2, and tomorrow we will be working on making the coiled pendants out of the napkins. Thank you for watching.